Él me agarró y me agarró el cabello.
He grabbed me by my hair, and then he really beat on my stomach.
Y luego ya después.
And then afterwards, I started having a bleeding.
21-year-old Monica Perez says she miscarried that day in 2015 and soon fled Guatemala to escape the reach of her ex-boyfriend, who had ties to gangs and corrupt officials.
Why did you not feel safe in Guatemala?
Porque él me amenazaba.
Well, he would give me death threats, saying that he would kill me if I left the country.
Monica tried to escape by coming to America twice. The first time she crossed the border, Monica says she thought the papers she signed would start the asylum process. But the Spanish speaker actually signed papers that led to her deportation. She crossed the border a few months later, but this time when she was apprehended, federal officials deemed she had a credible story and a reasonable fear of harm if she returned. Monica was sent here to the Eloy Maximum Security Detention Center south of Phoenix to wait for her case to be heard. We met her on the 460th day of her detention.
This is an individual who has suffered so much before coming to the United States.
Emily Witzel is Monica's attorney and says Monica has never been granted a bond hearing, which could allow her to pursue her case to remain in the U.S. while living with family outside of detention.
It's just a process of re-traumatizing someone all over again once they arrive.
Monica's part of a special group of detainees who have been deported before but are now seeking protection. Their fate lies in the hands of immigration judges, judges employed by the Department of Justice, not the judicial branch.
There's probably a lot of people in America that would applaud not giving a bond hearing to someone who has been previously removed from the United States.
I asked them to put themselves in the situation of having your hands tied behind your back and being locked in a room with no way out, and having no one to even hear you make your argument.
In the Ninth Circuit, where Monica's court sits, many judges have begun to claim it's not their job to hold a bond hearing for cases like hers. The number of judges claiming no jurisdiction has exploded, going from just 1 in 2015 to at least 36 judges in 2017.
Before, we saw sort of a handful of judges that were coming to this conclusion, and now we're, every week, it seems, or every other week, I get another decision from a different judge who previously was finding jurisdiction.
The Ninth Circuit has ruled that bond hearings must be held every 180 days of detention before an immigration judge. After that, if the government can't prove detainees are a danger or a flight risk, they're eligible for release. DOJ has repeatedly tried and failed to get the Ninth to drop the requirement, like here in 2015.
We think that it's inappropriate for the court to have imposed a 180-day requirement across all of these statutes.
Didn't that get decided about 2 times ago? This is our 3rd time on this case, right?
That's right, Your Honor.
The Ninth Circuit upheld the requirement, but our analysis of DOJ data show at least 400 people in the Ninth were detained longer than 180 days with no bond hearing decision.
They should be following the law.
Tucson-based lawyer Matt Green has challenged DOJ's immigration judges in federal district court 14 times and won every time.
Their interpretations, I believe, are completely at odds with the clear statement of the law.
We've reached out to immigration judges and DOJ for comment. All have declined. So we tracked down former immigration judge Art Arthur, who presided in the Third Circuit.
These individuals plainly believe that the Ninth Circuit decision is wrong and that it will be overturned by the Supreme Court.
And until it's reversed?
Until it's reversed, and I were the judge, I would say I have the jurisdiction and the obligation to hear the bond hearing.
Arthur says detainees always have a choice, even without a bond hearing.
They can withdraw their application and they can go home and they would be released.
Sometimes I just want to toss everything in the garbage and go back to my country and die in my country. But then I get down on my knees and I start to pray.
This August, a federal district judge ordered DOJ to hold a bond hearing for Monica. Forced to consider her case, the immigration judge inside Eloy ruled she was neither a danger nor a flight risk and granted her bond. We were there when she walked free.
No me lo puedo creer.